Okay, part one was a very powerful video, which will not be appreciated by complete idiots and will be extremely appreciated by those with insight. So in this video, I will explain to you what happened with what proved me right about feminists and, well, basically a bunch of overweight women and one married woman who's very sick and unattractive got together and they catfished me over a period of a year. I knew what they were doing the entire time. I suspected them of being either fat women or Nancy boys. And if you look back at my older videos and you really go way back and watch all my videos, you'll see that I've made that claim many times. I said either this person is a Nancy boy or a fat woman. Okay? Because I know women, they don't know me. And lo and behold, it was a bunch of fat women working together, to try to take advantage. And another thing I said of an attractive man who isn't super rich. Another thing I said is that when it comes to dating and relationships, the type of person that has it worse and the worst, and there's no other way to logically fucking break it down, and to disprove, what I'm about to say, is an attractive person who isn't super rich. Because women learn, are taught, falsely, that their value comes with their looks. You can do better than him because you're this attractive, and so on and so forth. Not because you have a good job or because of whatever, because you're spiritual, but because you look good. But men, if you look good, a lot of men fuck fat bitches, even though they look a lot of good-looking men. Okay, they settle, and that is the type of person that's taken the most advantage of. Because naturally, you have to compare it to what it would be like naturally. And then it becomes very obvious. Yeah, naturally people kind of find their equal. An attractive man gets an attractive woman. But as soon as you add an artificial ecosystem, then what do we have? We have a bunch of unattractive rich people, geeks, old people, fat fucking idiots and so on, getting bad bitches because they have money, because they have power. And we have a bunch of good-looking men settling for ugly bitches. And there's ugly bitches who are like, hey, that good-looking man is not getting pussy. So they are like vultures looking for their prey. You're like, oh, he's dying inside because of Babylon's system doing him dirty. Let me be his shoulder to cry on. Let me be his fucking pussy to fuck. Let me be his bitch. And they take advantage. And a lot of fat women don't like me pointing this out. Because if people really wake up to this, they'll be as disgusted about it as I am, and they'll go way out of their way like I did to avoid it. And even though I went way out of my way to avoid it, they proved my point to a T. I was preaching this. I was fucking preaching this, and they were still putting their heads together and manipulating the situation. They give me fake pictures of beautiful women, And they're like, oh, and then trying to see where my head's at and see why didn't that work? Well, I was lying about this. This is my real picture. The whole time I knew. And the only reason I kept talking to them, which is something they don't really get, they thought it was because I was lonely. And that's what's sad. They'll use the same thing on people who are lonely. And yeah, I was lonely, but that's not the reason. I wanted to get to the bottom of this because they made it clear that they were gang stalkers. So gang stalking is a system that helps overweight women prey on good-looking, less than rich men. If you're not the higher echelon of the middle class or the upper middle class or above, and you're a good-looking man, you are done the worst in society when it comes to mating, relationships, marriage, and dating, period. Period. Okay? And this is on average. Now, some of you say, what about guys who aren't good-looking, who are poor? Well, fucking naturally, what would happen to them? They would naturally settle, for the most part, for unattractive women. So for them to get unattractive women, it's like, that is kind of what they are anyway. It's kind of like, the law of attraction or some bitch shit like that. I don't truly believe in that, but there's a certain truth to it. If you're a fucking fat fucking idiot who has an eating problem, and you say there's a fat bitch who has a fucking eating problem, psychiatrists call it binge eating disorder. It's not a disorder. We're human beings. I like to eat. I'm tall. If I didn't work out and if I wasn't tall, I might be fucking fat. The point is, if you're a fucking lazy fuck, you probably would get a lazy bitch. You're like, oh, I'm lazy too. You have things in common, and naturally those things in common tend to bind you together. In a way, it's like God putting this, you know, the leopard with the leopard, the lion with the lion, the bunny with the bunny, and so on and so forth. You know, not from a racial perspective, but more from a, what do we have in common? And race is part of what in common. Yes, there is a tendency as well for people to date the same races. But, you know, that's not really what I'm referring to. I really don't care about that. Some people do, some people don't. I personally don't give a shit. I'm not even one race. I don't care. But the point is, the number one, and you can't say, well, it's a poor, attractive woman. Bullshit! A poor, attractive woman uses her pussy power just like a rich, attractive woman, and they climb the fucking ranks. Look at all these celebrity sluts who can't sing, you know, and fucking become famous singers because they use their pussy power. A poor, attractive woman don't tend to get done dirty. They tend to be the fucking whores who marry some fucking rich guy and fucking boom. You know? Some rich guys go to foreign fucking countries like the Philippines, find a poor attractive bitch, bring her back and marry her. Their motherfuckers make their business in places like Thailand by finding poor attractive women and hooking them up with rich people who can afford to pay the fee and fly over there and meet them and bring them back and move them into their mansion. Okay, poor attractive women aren't done dirty. Life is not fucking equal between men and women. Women have the advantage. Feminism is fucking madness. This is what it leads to. Okay, they already have, there's already pussy whip men all over the country. There's all over the world. There's already pussy whip motherfuckers. This bitch has a whip and a pussy whip motherfucker. But when you have a feminist, then this becomes it's everywhere. It's everybody. Feminism equals this everywhere you fucking look. There's no way around that. They already have tons of power. The good looking at it, for me, it's painfully obvious. Painfully obvious. You bunch of ugly faggots who don't get it. Maybe that's because it's not as obvious to them because they've never been a good looking, straight, fucking, heterosexual fucking male in the dating game who's not fucking rich. Maybe they don't get it. Maybe they're just a queer who's just out of touch with reality. I don't fucking know. You know? Maybe they're just a sick queer that's teaming up with feminism, and they probably are, to spread homosexuality. Okay? But the bottom line is that women have pussy power. Fat bitches are vultures in today's society. And 4 of them got together. For what? Did they get together to work out at the gym? Did they get together to go to church and to spread the word of God? Or did they get together to fuck with a handsome good man's head and to fucking to take advantage of his situation? Whatever it was. So like, what's his vulnerability? Let's take advantage of it and try to get him to sleep with us, get him to flirt with us, try to get him to have phone sex with us, try to get him to fucking send fucking naked pictures to us, and so on and so forth. I mean, I went as far as sending a fake naked picture to them to get them to show their cards. I'm like, where are they going with this? I was insightful enough, I was astute enough, I was intuitive enough to say, where are they going to this? Oh, okay, let me take some, you know, find some fake pictures on the internet, send it to them. They played their hands. You know, you can outsmart these sickos. You can outsmart these fucking insecure, evil people. You know, and I made videos where I said, stop being wicked, you fat bitches. Stop being evil. Simply find somebody who's like you. If you're overweight and you're fucking lonely, don't team up with your friends to take advantage of good-looking, single fucking men. Find an overweight, lonely fucking man. Don't catfish people. Don't take headshots. You know, I'm gonna take a face picture, you know, and then when the guy meets me, he's mean to me. You know, they even told me a story about how this other guy, how all this started is that one of them was using a fake picture of an attractive woman that they supposedly know, and the reason why she did is she was out to catfish this guy who one of them was talking about. Sent a face picture to him. She met him. The guy was rude to her. Understandably so, but to them, oh, they got all together and they said, oh, then we're going to get even, and so they started fucking with his head. And that led to me seeing that picture, hollering at him, and then fucking with my head too. And these aren't the only 4 fat bitches taking advantage. This is very common. I was complaining about this before I fucking met them. Okay? It's extremely common. There's 2 very common type of fat catfish. Fat bitches and gay motherfuckers. And then the less common is a bitch who's kind of, you know, average or kind of ugly, who's not necessarily overweight. Most common kind of catfish out there, hands down, no way around it. You know, it's just very sick. And you have feminists. Are feminists saying, don't catfish men? You know, we want things to be equal. They want things to be. Why does dick power does not carry the same weight as pussy power, and you want things to be equal? Are you fucking kidding me? You're fucking full of shit. You're a liar. You're an idiot. They say don't slut shame so these whores can take advantage of the system and get to the money and then use the money to create political influence and so on. And then they say don't fat shame so fat bitches can take advantage. And when you get taken advantage by one of these fat bitches and you do what I'm doing right now, oh, you're fat shaming. Wow. And then they say don't blame the victim, but the victim is the man and feminism is the aggressor. But will they ever say that? No. Because they're sick in the fucking head. I mean, when you tell the truth, they try to play you out like you're crazy. All the sickos are set in social fucking norms. And all you pussies are just putting up with it. What kind of hoe-ass, disgraceful-ass shit is that? It's awful. Just deplorable. Just pitiful. Unbearably wicked and evil. So you tell me, what should be done with feminists? What should be done with these people? And they've allied them. You know, when you see them aligning themselves with Satanists and feminists calling themselves Lilith, and you know, and it's very, very common to see witchcraft, paganism, Satanism, and religions that worship women and have female goddesses all teaming up with feminism. Okay, this is not a coincidence. There's no coincidence between the relationship between Satanism and feminism. The relationship between racism and Satanism. And atheistic Satanism, like LeVay. These aren't coincidences. These people didn't team up by accident. They didn't roll the dice and say, you know what, I rolled a 6 and that means I should team up with them. No. It's the same thing with the LGBT trash and the dual gender of the Baphomet. This is not a coincidence. The worst criminals, the Satanists, the LGBT people, the feminists, the atheists, and the racists have all teamed up, like it or not. And anytime you see feminists talking about racism, and anytime you see any of these other groups talking about racism as a problem, either they are just doing it to get the minorities on their side, because they know in the future the minorities are expected to be the majority, and that's their way of fucking catering to them. Or they're the random fucking bitch who isn't truly representative of the masses of feminist harpies who are brainwashed and under the auspices of the New World Order of complete selfish materialistic cowards. My goodness, just complete fucking trash. Just spiritual bottom feeding, making no apologies for it. I mean, I am so fucking sick of it. So sick of it. Honestly, I'll put it like this. If I had the power, I would execute all these people. I would execute the spiritual bottom feeders, the political opposition. There would be no gulags. It would just be execution. You're a feminist, you die. You're a fucking atheist, you die. You're a racist, you die. You're a Satanist, you die. You're LGBT people, you die. You're one of the worst criminals, you're a New World Order fucking operative, you fucking die. Period. Period. That is what these people deserve. What they're doing is so evil, it deserves the death penalty. All these people are promoting the worst crimes against humanity. They are complicit. They are just as bad as a mafia don ordering hits on somebody. They're saying, I'm ordering you, I'm tricking you, and I'm ordering you, I'm coercing you into living your life in a way that makes billions of people suffer and millions of people die. That is what they're doing. Oh, abort your baby. You know, a bunch of gays talking about, oh, women should have, these feminists should have sovereignty over their bodies. Satanists like, kill, New World Order like population control. Atheists like, oh, you know, religion is fake anyway. We got to care for the planet and blah, blah, blah. We're materialistic scum. Racists are like, all those black babies who got aborted. Right on. They're a bunch of fucking complicit, murdering, pedophile trash. Off